Let's see, how do you get to settings? Well, you go to the start button, do a left click, and go to settings. And now you're in settings. At this point, you can do your update right here, and your privacy and settings is right here. Privacy and security. How do you set it up? What's the best and easiest way? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. So, here we are in the privacy and security settings in Windows. You just go to settings and you type in privacy and security, and it will take you to this page. And whenever you get here, you're going to find out that there's a lot of settings, and inside each one of these there's more settings to do, and it can get overwhelming. And just look at all the settings that you're going to have to answer yes or no to, basically. Make sure they're working like you want them to work. So I found an easier way, and I think you'll be interested, so let me show you that way. So first we want to go and download this tool, and yes, they're partners with Microsoft, no big worries there. Hit the download here and install it, and I'll leave this link in the description below. Now let's go show you how to use this tool. When you get this program installed, it's going to look like this. So if you get this program and you don't do anything else at all, at least activate this part. Click on it here and at least do that, and that will turn on, that'll stop a lot of your information from going back to Microsoft and being reported, so that they can take your data and they'll sell your data. But they also give you the option to turn it off, and so it's your job to turn off your data. And it works really good in Windows, so at least turn this one on. But what I'm going to recommend is turn this one on, and if you click on that, it's going to turn on most of the knobs that we have here, these switches we have turned on, and turn off the appropriate ones. So what I'll do is I'm going to show you all of mine that are green, so make yours green. First off, they'll come up here and click on this if you want to do it with my settings, and then my settings should work for you, because I don't lock my computer completely down, but there's some things I want to use, like the microphone, stuff like that. So if you'll follow these steps, you should be able to use your computer and do what I'm doing and still feel like you're using a computer the way it should be used. So what I'll do is I'll show you my settings, and just if mine are green, then make your switches green. If my switches are red, then switch yours over to red. So here's the we're going to click on this current user tab. Here's the privacy part, and I'll scroll really slow and stop. Okay, now all you need to do is pause your video and set up all these settings, and then I'll scroll and I'll continue the process on. So you can set yours up the same way. Okay, that is the bottom. That's the last one. That's the bottom on this tab. Now we're going to switch over to this tab, And now let's do all these. Okay, that is the bottom of this tab here. Alright, now that we've done that, we're going to go to File, and we want to export the settings. And I have exported my settings already. This is the first time, and then I made some more adjustments, and that's the one I'm using right now. So save it, give it a file name. You see how the first part of the name's already named for you. I kind of left it like that to kind of tell me what I'm working with, and then I added this part here. And then you want to save it, so I'm not going to save it, but you can save it. Now, after you update Windows, you're going to want to come back in here, and you're going to want to import. You're going to want to import. So when you update Windows, it'll change these settings back. Not all of them, but some of them. And so that's why you got to constantly come in here and check. It's so much easier to do this and turn off your privacy settings, and it'll let you know if something changed as well. And when it does that, it has like a revert button up here. It's like a big banner, and you can just hit revert. But if you're not sure, then you can always go back and make sure by just import the one that you had saved, that you exported. And so that will set all these settings right back like it was when you just now got through setting it up. Now, how do you update your computer? That's the next thing you want to know to keep your computer running good. So we're going to close this, and if there's any changes, it's going to say it's going to set a restore point. You definitely want to set your first restore point, at least one. So let it do that, and then click on OK, and just exit. Now let's have a look at the settings. Now go down, click on your start button on your computer, and type in settings, and then click on settings, and it's going to bring you into here. If you're in the settings, right over here is where you're going to update your computer. So I did it 1 hour ago. Let's just do it again. And then you're going to need to click this tab here and just let it update. If you've never updated, then there's probably several updates. So go ahead and reboot your computer and come back and run settings again until they're all, it does like this, and it says you're all up to date. So you may have video drivers, all kinds of stuff to update. So this is one place that you'll update. Now you need to update the Microsoft Store. Depending on how many apps you have in there, you want to keep your Windows Store apps up to date. So I'll show you that next. Okay, this is the Microsoft Store. Now if you go down to your start button, click on it, type in Microsoft Store, and then click on the Microsoft Store icon. It's going to bring you to this, the Microsoft Store. And here you're going to go down to Library down here in the corner. Click on library, and this is all the apps that you have installed. Go over here, click update. I don't have any updates, but you click on update, it'll update anything. Well, actually, I guess I do get some updates. So it's going to update your apps for you there. And that's about what that's going to look like. And that's all there is to do there. We're up to date. You can go in and click it again just for the fun of it, I guess. Okay, so that should have you up to date. So now that we've done our updates, I know this is okay because it'll usually flash a banner here and tell me that something changed, and I can just click on the revert button. But just for the sake of the video, we've exported already our settings. We've got them all set up, so now we want to import. Go down and import your settings. And then there were no changes, so we're good to go. So now let's have a quick look over here. Let's say I want to test something. I'm just going to use the microphone as an example. You can click here and it'll tell you a little bit about it. That's another way to do it. But you can turn it off and just see what will happen. And this is just an example of a microphone. Turn anything off and just see. If your computer runs fine without it, in this case it won't, so you're going to want to come back in and turn it back on, you know, because that needs to be on. And I probably messed up the microphone, the recording, when I did that. So anyway, you're going to want to, you know, just come in and turn things off, see if it works. And that's what I've done, and then I turned them back on, and then I tested them, and these things have to be on for my computer the way I want it to run. And it should be the same for yours, but if you're having any trouble at all, you can go back up here and click on this or this one, you know, and just start working your way through all the switches yourself. When you get it like you want it, export it, and then you got it saved the way you like it. So I have found this to be practical, easy to do, and there's not much to it, but it's not completely locking you down, and you can use your computer and it'll feel like you're still using it like you always have. But what you did is you shut down a bunch of data, leaving your computer that can be sold, and then other people make money on that. And why should you do that? You know, why should people make money off of your information, you know, and target you? So that's what the video is about, and that's all I've got for now on this video. So I'm going to close this one, and we'll see you in the next one.